Hi again, this is Mary from A Passion for a Paper Shop. I do apologize, my previous video recording the Jane Austen Journal was suddenly cut short when our storm blew in. So here's the page I was on, and we're almost finished. I just wanted to go ahead and upload a second video to bring us right to the end of the journal. So this is where we left off. Turning the page, we have a little fabric tab here that I stamped with that lovely image, and another authentic book page. Over here I just have clipped in a lovely little journaling card with some vintage image. This is from Pride and Prejudice, a version of the book that had some illustrations, which is fun. And here's the other side of that beautiful fabric coffee dyed with the lace pattern piece of fabric, which is a page in the journal. More coffee dyed papers, has an interesting pattern on it, and some authentic vintage music sheet, which I stamped with the number 7. And this lovely half of the book page has another of Mrs. Cog's images from the Jane Austen kit, and beautiful messy threads, coffee dyed Sari silk that I sewed in a ribbon onto the edge of that book page, just hanging out a little extra, which I love that look. Have another piece of lace here, vintage, and another image from that same kit, Jane Austen. This was a fun piece of ephemera I made from some dyed artist paper with the Jane Austen book page. I have some script stamped onto fabric, piece of coffee dyed lace that's vintage, and then some lovely white acrylic paint on the book page. Kind of see that fun little stitching on the back, and this is the hand-torn artist paper that was also coffee dyed, and this nice little pocket here. And the side of that pocket is sewn on machine stitching. Back of the stitching, which I think is just so beautiful, gives it some texture. And then here's the cluster that was stitched onto this page, and tucked in there is another little page from one of the Jane Austen books that has some white acrylic paint on it, little mini cluster there, some extra threads and trim, coffee dyed vintage lace. And here is the back page, a nice little tuck here, Mansfield Park with some coffee dyed lace sewn onto it, with backing by artist coffee dyed paper. And this is a book page from a Jane Austen book that I did white acrylic paint stenciled onto that. And it's just a page from a book that a student had used, so you can see some highlighting there. I love all the little highlights and notes. I just think that's part of the vintage charm, these old things. And again, the messy threads just coming out. And the back cover is the artist dyed, hand coffee dyed, grunched up. So Pride and Prejudice peeking through with the number 74. And let's take a look at all the different angles. As you can see, again, it is one signature. It has the 3 pamphlet stitch. And it is pretty loaded with tags and tucks and different goodies in there. Just was so fun to make this, and this whole journal was inspired by a YouTube video I watched from Nik the Booksmith, and she was doing this at the very beginning of July, and it was Jane Austen July that she was referring to, and I looked that up and I see that is a thing for people who read Jane Austen novels, and it was in, you know, the book Instagram world. And so I thought that was really cool, and what a great idea to get involved in. And so I just wanted to go ahead and make one since I was inspired by that video I saw, Nik the Booksmith, and she's on YouTube. And she also has a wonderful Jane Austen digital kit, which I'm sure I'll be getting at some point, but I just wanted to use up all these lovely images that I had already purchased and downloaded and printed, so they were right up front in my stash. And I do like to use things up as I get them, so the stash doesn't grow too much. So just thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and this journal will be for sale in my Etsy shop coming very soon. Bye.